I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Jimmer, Rio, and myself, Danny G, sitting here tonight. And real quick, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I was on NFL.com. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you guys want to go ahead and go there real quick yourselves, I'll walk you through what to look at here, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm surprising these guys with this because I don't know if they saw what happened or not. Just go ahead and go to the standings. And look at the NFC West and tell me what you see. Is there any surprises over there for some reason?
There's been... That's throughout the whole thing. There's been 3 games played.
NFC West, the Seahawks are on top.
The Seahawks are in the division lead right now. What the hell is going on?
Mine was on the fucking preseason mode. I'm like, dude, where did we fast forward 4 games?
Like, Jesus, I took a 10-minute nap, and here we are.
That's not even the one I was going to say. I was going to say, look at the AFC South.
Oh, 100%, right?
2 ties because 2 played each other and 2 losses.
Yeah, so the division leader has no win yet, right? Insane.
Boom.
But
so
what the hell? I don't even know where you're at. News on this. This has got to be the first thing we talk about, right?
I'm going to give you a couple other brain busters.
Let's go.
It's the first time in NFL history that every team that won had the highest score. So there's 32 teams. 16 teams win or tie. Literally everyone that won had more points than every team that lost.
No shit.
See what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
So the bottom scoring team on the winning side still had more points for than the first losing team.
Oh, okay.
See
I
what I'm
thought you
saying?
were Kevin Sharpen. Like
No.
the winning teams had more points than the
No. It's just the first time that like somebody on the losing side didn't have more points than somebody on the winning side, right?
Yeah.
On the tail end. There's another one. There's only one team in the NFL that has not scored a touchdown.
Thank you.
Can you tell me who that is?
The Cowboys.
Interesting.
Related to that, did you see Jerry Jones tried to say Dak could be back in 4 weeks?
Yeah, like what the fuck? You guys
Why would you do that?
Yeah, the IR part.
screws in a plate. Like what the?
Yeah.
Well, if we keep going along those lines, he also stated that they're not going to be in the market for trading for a quarterback.
And I think that's why, right? Because you're not going to open a
Well,
spot
no, the
for him.
IR was the part, or that part.
Yeah.
Like, they're not
Yeah.
going to put him on the IR, but not to
Right.
trade for one is kind of...
He's
You
seen
can
enough
be-
in the Minnesota game.
You can be out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
By then, 4 games from now, they're already down 0-1. That defense better keep them in it.
Yeah, they're going to have to, for sure. But, so I wanted to touch on that Seattle bit first,
Yeah.
right? That's a huge deal. 99.9999% of people said Denver was going to blow them out,
Yeah.
right? I was one of the very few that said it was going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me walk you through my logic of this, right? And I think this is the same reason. I think Buffalo's a way better team, but I think this is part of the same reason that Buffalo just smacked the shit out of the Rams, okay? So this was Seattle's Super Bowl. They were playing the Broncos. Everybody said they were going to get destroyed. It was considered the revenge game for Russ in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
All the things that he said, they basically have had no shot. They had to play up, right,
Yep.
essentially. And they did have some big breaks in the game. I mean, 2 goal line fumbles, right, by the Broncos. A dipshit call at the end of the game, things like that. But they had to play up, and it was going to be a close game no matter what. They will not play up like that the rest of the year. They're still going to be terrible. But this game in particular, and that's how I felt about the Bills as well. Like, they you know, I don't want to say they got screwed, but they felt like they should have gone a lot further in the playoffs last year, and they lost.
Yep.
They're coming into the season. We're playing the defending champs. We're going to show them what's up. So it was a bigger game for the Bills than it was the Rams. Same thing here. Bigger game for the Seahawks than it was the Broncos. So that was my logic, really, when I, thinking through that. But
And I thought it was insane
still insane that they beat them. I could not believe that.
Well, so at this point, their coach needs to get the shit kicked out of them. You paid $245 million, $165 million guaranteed. To have your kicker attempt a 65-yard field goal to win, 4th and 5 with an athletic quarterback, I think I'd try to at least go for it. I mean, that sounds – we can always do hindsight, but I'm not attempting. I don't care if it wasn't even in my high, right? It was in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am not attempting a 65-yard field goal. Brother, go get me those 5 yards.
So you wouldn't attempt a field goal that's only been done one time ever in NFL history? You wouldn't do that to win the game?
Right.
Or
And the kicker isn't Justin Tucker?
Right.
And it's not in Mile High? No. Like that, 4th and 5. Dude, we believe in you. That's plain and simple. Go get us those 5 yards. Do some Russ magic. Do whatever you got to do it. You know what the play call is? Backyard. That's what the play call is. Make it happen. Everyone run routes, improvise, get those 5 yards, and let's move this on. Because there were still 40-something odd seconds left too, and how many timeouts left?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, terrible clock management. That was, I think, God, I don't want to say it's worse, but both of those things are just terrible. And I worry about that first-time head coach, right, throughout the rest of the season, because there's going to be other things like that come up. I know you were the highest on the Broncos out of all three of us. Like, how do you feel after that game, Rio?
I agree with you saying Seattle probably played up for Russ and all that. I think week ones you can't overreact. Like I said, last year Packers got blown out by the Saints, right? We thought like the game we saw this year, we're all worried about it. That showed, that obviously they made the championship game, that week ones don't matter yet. So first time, everybody's playing 100% legit game. Coach's first game too, jitters. Obviously some concern, but I wouldn't get crazy. Now if it keeps happening, another game, 2 games, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, definitely something's going on.
Well, I guess some first-time ever head coaches are just built different, aren't they?
I can't wait till y'all choke.
There ain't gonna be no choking this time, baby.
I was so glad it's happening again. Here's the hope level.
Yeah, there it is. It's sky high. It's sky high right now.
This is when we get hyped up, baby.
It.
That's it.
Just
Every
to be
second
let
of
down,
it.
but let's hope we don't get let down. Well, that's what we're gonna say.
Right.
It's not gonna happen this year. We've never said that before, right?
Right.
Regardless, you brought up something interesting. I think it was after the last podcast we had, because that game was going on at that point. Something so ridiculous, and this is that mighty Denver defense. This is the one thing, if you go back to our previous recordings, what did I tell you was one of my biggest concerns? That defense under a new defensive coordinator. That was a Vic Fangio, Ed Donatel-led defense, and now you have changed. The personnel is there, absolutely. You're still learning a new scheme. You're still learning new language.
The personnel's there. Who got hurt? Their safety, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think their safety got hurt.
Is it Simmons?
Is that Simmons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
sounds
can't
right.
remember his first name, but
Sounds right. But
Yeah,
the
he's
high
missed a
majority is
couple
still
games. Yep.
the high majority of the rest is still there. Safety doesn't make or break anything. That gives you versatility, but regardless. And what I'm leading into is, what did you see come across on DraftKings? Danny?
Yeah, so after the first half, Geno Smith actually entered the MVP standings on DraftKings. It was like 50 to 1.
80
to 1 at that point.
But still entered the conversation because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's getting taken down probably next week.
Yeah.
No one's going to bet on that as soon as you go back to Geno Smith being Geno Smith.
Yikes.
Regardless, I think the Broncos lost that game versus Seahawks really winning that game. I'm not saying I disagree with you necessarily, but playing up that'd be for like the coach. Most of those players are all new, except for like the receivers. You know what I'm saying? None of them really played with Russ that much. Like not years or 5+ years.
You definitely play up when the world's predicting you get beat by 20 points, 25.
Well, if you play up, it'd be Russell to shove it to them.
So sure, some of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it should have been that way. That's usually what it is. The revenge game is for the player that got traded. Usually, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
But they still played up. They still won, but I still believe the Broncos laid an egg more than anything. They also, way to go, Seahawks. You might have lost out on the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, and to be clear, this will be the only time that I predict Seattle does a damn good thing the rest of the year. Okay.
What?
I thought it'd be a close
I'm trying to
game,
bait
so
Danny into like grabbing one of those coattails.
I can't.
You know?
I can't do that. It's not like the Giants of last year, Jimmer. I can't do that. They just played so strategic. It was really weird. They used 3 different tight ends at least, had a few different receptions. They didn't play how you typically would think. They were really. And Gino was great in the first half, dog shit in the second. 30 yards or something in the second half. He wasn't that great.
So Gino being Gino. In the second half. Okay.
They capitalized on the turnovers that they had. So really, if they didn't fumble those balls at the goal line, it could have been a 14, 20-point victory, whatever it was, like it probably should have been. But they took advantage too. So
yep. 12th man.
12th man.
Love. All right. Ready to roll into the rest quick?
Let's go.
We'll do some. We'll do a little picking, I do believe, because we may have a tough time having a podcast Friday or this weekend.
Yeah.
First one on my list: concussions among players who wore Guardian caps over the summer dropped more than 50%. Any chance you see those becoming a regular season thing? You still get the symbol and shit on there. I'm talking about any way that you, for the season, if you see that, technically if they care about their health, why wouldn't they?
No, not during the regular season. I could see it being mandatory for preseason and practice, but not. I don't think during regular season.
There's a chance, but I don't think it's a very big chance.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm more sold on maybe mandatory for practices or stuff like that than being seen in the actual game.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think there is. I think it's closer to. I want to believe like somewhere around like the 40% range.
Okay.
Stats like that, especially when they've been sued how many times. Like, we don't care what you feel like you look like. You guys cared about your safety. We have the numbers that show this helped. So if it really does, why wouldn't you do it? Because it looks goofy?
Yeah. I think it's still kind of early. I think they need more data behind it, too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's the reason why I say about 40. I'm not saying, like, real recent here, but...
Yeah,
we'll see. Protect that brain, baby. The UEFA, which is the European Football Association Champions League, charges Eintracht Frankfurt for racist behavior and Marseille for crowd disturbances. So more specifically, the reason why I bring this up, the Frankfurt one, is they were throwing up the old salute.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the fans were. So the club is getting punished for the fans. Marcel, there was some violence in the stands. 17 cops got injured and 2 fans and one fan got decently or seriously injured in the neck. He got shot with firework or something. I can't remember, firecracker or something stupid. But yeah, but a question to you, gentlemen. Of course, we don't support racist behavior. But do you punish the team for something that your fans did that you can't control?
It's kind of the argument of punishing the Texans, for what, kind of the same deal. So I see it, I guess. Kind of. I mean, I don't agree with it, but.
Well, the Texans won. They knew. They knew. I don't know. Maybe Frankfurt did know that they were going to throw up the old hand signals, but That's what I'm getting at. If you had no idea that's what they were going to do.
I would imagine they've probably done it several times, and if they didn't
That's what I
say
was
anything,
thinking.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that was the case.
I'd assume that's why.
Not strict enough.
Yeah, if they're like, if it's the very first time ever, no, you can't just punish them. You got to see if the team's willing to do something to try to knock that down. But it would make more sense if it's happened before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can call, like, I shouldn't say you can call, that people might consider racist these days that is questionable, but I think that's one of those things that you don't do, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not good, but punish it. What was the punishment for the team?
What
Did it say?
was
or-
a fine? I think it was a fine. Give me 1 sec.
I don't know
I'll
if
have
you
it
said
up
a
sec.
number or not, but
I'll have it up in 1 second. It is here.
okay.
Actually, it's not right there. Jesus. Either way. I can't remember what it was. I think it was it was a pretty good fine is what it was.
Okay.
Maybe even a game. God damn it. Where in the hell is the goddamn soccer at? Hey, right there. Oh, Pulisic, UFA charges Frankfurt. There we go. Let's see. They were given disciplinary charges after disorder, game including a fan of a German club making a Nazi salute. Incidents of stresses, tolerance. It's not saying what their punishment is yet.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
Oh, hold on. Both clubs have been previously disciplined by UEFA for misconduct by fans.
Okay.
So that's exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it.
So back to what both of you fine gentlemen were saying. Suns owner Robert Sarver suspended 1 year and fined $10 million after investigation finds conduct clearly violated workplace standards. Evidence, like the stuff, the stuff that can be proven is he dropped the N-word 5 times. That is known of. And also sexual harassment in the workplace. Was this punishment enough?
What would happen if a coach did that, Jimmer?
Get fired.
Would he probably ever be able to coach again?
Is John Gruden coaching right now? Can I answer your question with a question? But yes, that's
Exactly.
I agree with you.
It's if you want to fix it, that's not enough.
Right. They stripped. Who's that? Sterling. Or
Yep.
They
Donald
stripped
Sterling.
him, which I found it weird but that was a different commissioner, wasn't it? Because the commissioner come out today and said that it wasn't his place to be able to take somebody's team from them.
It usually isn't. I think that was he helped back like the owners who can force them out. Right? Isn't it kind of like the same thing with that
I don't know if
NFL
Silver
owner?
was involved in that one.
No.
So
he was the associate or assistant
yeah.
to
It was old boy
David Stern.
Yeah.
Stern. Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. It's obviously a no-no, and probably not enough. So we've seen it franchise be taken away. So it's absolutely possible.
What's $10 million to a billionaire?
Exactly. Like $10 to us.
So
Right.
yeah.
Maybe,
even if
maybe more.
even if it was $100 to you,
Yeah,
well, $100 hurts a little bit.
Right.
Well, a little. You're gonna get over it relatively quickly. Probably your next paycheck.
Yeah.
I don't know if 10 million really sends a message in 1 year. What's that?
Right. He watches the games from his $1 million mansion down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And the problem is you mentioned like 5 uses of the N-word and so many of sexual misconduct and stuff. That's just what you found. So this is a regular thing.
There's
You
more.
gotta, if you want to fix it and you want to work on fixing the culture, you got to get rid of him and get somebody else in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically show all the other owners, hey, if you're doing this shit, this is what can
We're gonna
happen.
force you out the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not gonna own one of our teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't hold players and coaches to a higher standard than what you hold the owners who actually run the organizations.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. So you're coming on board with my Houston thing.
Uh,
Texans. That the Texans should be punished just as much as Deshaun. Because they associated with this. They knew what was going on.
Yeah, I definitely think they should be punished. Yeah,
They should be punished as much.
yeah, I think
If not
they
more.
enabled it, right?
Yeah.
They knew what was going on.
They knew what was going
They could have
on.
squashed it. They didn't.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, you're giving the okay to that behavior
Right.
by not doing anything, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll go to a more positive one. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I think you have, though. Dodgers clinch their 9th NL West title in 10 seasons with a win over the D-backs. The Dodgers are 98-43 this season thus far.
Same old Dodgers.
Quick reminder, they won 106 games last year and didn't win the division.
Yeah, that division
Yeah.
isn't nearly as good this year.
No.
Teams fell off big time.
Well, Padres fell
Padres
apart.
fell apart. They were not the team we thought they were going to be. Giants, of course, had a magical run last year. So.
They the World Series favorites at this point, Jimmer?
They are every year. And yes. But let's be careful because what would be the most intriguing, I think we've talked about many times, is when I go into the playoffs, what I would want, even when the Twins crush the all-time home runs record in a season, that's great and dandy. That's awesome. That fills seats, right, during the regular season. I do not care about a lineup near as much when playoffs are. I'd much rather have the dominant rotation. So what I'm getting at is look out for like those Mets and some of those other teams over. I had it right in front of me too. But some of those other teams that have a deeper starting rotation that are more dominant. Clayton Kershaw was dominant, but Clayton Kershaw is doing pretty good this year. But he's not the same. It isn't. And they have some other pieces, but they also lost what? They lost their young. We just talked about it earlier this year. Bueller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost Bueller earlier on. So I don't know if they have the pitching to do this when it comes. Not to not do it. What I'm saying is that there's more dominant pitching staffs out there. So let's just be careful, NL, Mets. Mets could do it.
Yeah, baseball is similar to football in this sense, right?
Hmm.
Like, they can have a hot team totally fuck everything up and win the World Series. Basketball, it's not as likely, right? But football and baseball really have that, where the hot team can come in and just win the World Series, regardless of how well you played in the regular season. So I'm with you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few. I'm sitting here looking at them. There's a few teams that have probably a better starting rotation all around than what they do. The Mets are obviously up there. The Braves have a pretty damn good rotation, do they not? Astros.
The Yankees do too.
Yankees do too.
Yeah.
Blue Jays technically, because our ex-pitcher, Barrios, is like the third
Yeah.
pitcher,
3.
which is what that's what he should be. I always said he's not quite the ace. He's good enough to be up there, Some of these teams have some damn good pitching. Our Twins have fallen off. Sad. So sad.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are sticking with Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback in week 2, even with fans chanting Mike White's name. And I don't know if you guys saw, the coach also left a little uncertainty on Monday about it, but then has fully backed it and said that he's going with Flacco. It was never a thought, he said.
And it looks like Wilson returned to practice today too.
He did,
So,
from his knee surgery.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it if you're a fan. But the bottom line is Flacco is playing really well considering how old he is and with that team that they've got right now. So you've got to roll with that. He's playing much better than Wilson has. I don't remember how White did when he played last year in spot duty.
He won a
but
game or two.
Did he?
He balled out.
He threw like a bunch of yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of touchdowns.
Okay, I do.
That?
Yeah. Especially the very first game, he was huge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I get where they're coming from. I guess I forgot about that.
Huh.
What do you think, Rio?
Yeah, just Joe Flacco, you got to go with him from what the word is coming out of camp and how he's looked. You got to.
Yeah.
Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker and Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen have been ruled out for Thursday Night Football.
We're about to see a 70-yard field goal by who the fuck is that safety that's kicking for them right now?
Is that something Reed?
Yeah.
Something
Is it
Reed.
Brandon
Justin Reed?
Justin Reed, I think
Yep.
that sounds right.
Does that
yeah.
sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you? I don't know if you saw any. I didn't watch the game, so I just saw highlights. But he was the place kicker for them last week too, and he just kicking it through the goalpost every single time. That dude's got a leg, and we saw what he did in preseason.
Mm-hmm.
They might try something stupid. I'm just telling you, on Thursday night, I could see something crazy.
I haven't seen them pick up a kicker yet.
Oh, they're going to use him.
Oh, yeah. They'll use him, yeah.
They'll just use him as a kicker right there, right?
Yep.
Shouldn't he get a little bit of kicker compensation? Like a little bit of a bonus? Like I saved you money for at least a week.
It could be the other way around. You were kicker 6% of the year, so we're going to give you kicker pay for 6%
they would
of the
do,
year.
right?
Yeah. That was part of the deal with Debo last year, right? Like running back. Technically, he's more valuable to the team, but running backs don't get paid shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
I'm a receiver. Sources close to Lincoln, Nebraska have confirmed Urban Meyer will be on campus on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
You seen that too? Initial thoughts?
No. After you treat players like that, how is somebody giving you a shot? But I think we talked about it when it happened. He got fired from the Jaguars. A desperate college program will reach out, and that's what Nebraska is a desperate college program.
That's where they're at now.
Yep. So.
And they would win if he came. That's a fact. That's what he does in college, right? But it would be a visit, and then he wouldn't do anything until like next season. Because you still got to let shit blow over a little bit more, give it a little more time.
Yep.
Sucks because he doesn't deserve a fucking job anywhere, I don't think. But his track record is too good, so I get it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Not in this aspect. There's too many instances now. It's not one freak thing. There's been multiple stops, multiple confirmations of how he acted. This is beyond. You're literally telling the world right now that football games are more important. Then call Bo Pelini. Then he'll get you back to 9 wins, baby. Right now. There's all kinds of coaches out there that you can call up. Not Urban Meyer. You know, like try to overpay try to pull one of those dudes from one of those staffs. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a wrong move, wrong look in every aspect to me. Not even just with his, but it literally was just celebrated that, and I can't remember his name. Nebraska's interim head coach. I don't know if you guys saw that.
He's the first coach for Nebraska at any level in any sport that is African American.
Yes.
Which is huge.
Right.
That's really fucking cool.
Right, and then now you have this looking over you instead of, so you're not even really giving him a fair shot anyways.
I'm with you on that.
Mickey Joseph is the interim coach's name.
Yeah.
So this is wrong in every way. There's no positive to this in any way, shape, or form. Except for years down the road and winning and stuff like that. And yes, he probably could become a national. I mean, everything shows that he would become a national championship contender. That's what his MO is. That's what he's done in almost every college stop, right? This is really, really bad luck. And it's no guarantee either. Maybe players won't even come to him either. Enough of them have seen what he's done. I mean, all the reports are out how he acts towards the players and shit like that. You know what I mean? Do you remember one player coming out and saying once, defending him? Do you remember how many guys have came out? There's guys that came out and defended Gruden. Mm-hmm. There's guys that came out and defended that Oklahoma assistant coach, right? A bunch of them that they say they owe their career to him. DeMarco Murray was one for sure.
Nick Chubb as well.
Nick Chubb?
Yeah.
Joe Mixon. And we're passionate about it. Did you see anybody do that for Urban Meyer?
Actually, maybe it was Mixon and not Chubb.
Yeah, it was Mixon.
That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. It's Mixon. Yep.
Can you guys recall one? I mean, I'll stand corrected on that, but I don't recall anybody coming to Urban Meyer's defense.
I don't think so. No.
Not one player. That means, to me, that speaks louder than many other things, actually. I don't even know if he's going to get recruits like we're used to seeing, even if he did go there. So now you're putting a black eye on your university for something that may not even happen anyways. You know what I mean? That's how I take it. I think it's a really, really bad look. That's desperation. I would do anything to pull one of those massive head coaches. You know, like pay up whatever you have to pull one of those cats from their university. It happens all the time, right? It's all about money.
Yeah.
They messed up here though. They fired him too soon. They had to pay him $15 million. If they'd waited, 3 weeks, I believe, it would have been $7 million.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they should have stuck with Scott Frost at that point. I mean, their points were up.
Yeah.
They were scoring. They just couldn't stop anybody, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I think it's a horrible look.
I just hope because I don't think he deserves a job, but I think with certain schools, all they do is look at winning. And I think Nebraska, they want to relive the glory days, which was a long time ago at this point.
Yep.
I hope he doesn't get it. I hope old boy just has a great season because they've got talent. We know from last year they can compete. Now they've got a way better quarterback, right? I hope he just balls out and they just simply can't do anything but offer him a legit, coaching job and extension and everything like that.
I got the answer. They want to be at they would die to be as successful as the Hawkeyes have been.
Oh, here we go.
Why not call Brian Ferentz?
Let's go.
Huh?
Bring him over.
Might even be able to get him on the cheap.
Bring him over, baby.
The final one I got, Brett Favre is part of a welfare scandal, gentlemen.
Yeah, fuck him. He's
Former
a piece of
Mississippi
shit.
Governor Phil Bryant and the Hall of Fame quarterback funneled at least $5 million in welfare funds to Favre's daughter's volleyball program, which is like Southern Mississippi or something like that. There's texts that back this up.
Did you see him?
Yes.
Did you see the text too?
Yeah. Haven't we known about this though?
No,
I feel
this
like we've been beaten.
No, we talked about the COVID deal last year.
There was. I swear this was brought up that they were.
No, there was his like shading money, like off of like him showing up to speak.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like he's been involved in a lot of different shady stuff. So
A lot of shady shit, but $5 million.
Yep. And the texts are like, hey, so nobody's going to find out about this, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, we guarantee, blah, blah, blah. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you already think they know what they're doing, but this is, like, hard evidence to show that. Like, man.
Prison time?
I doubt it.
Still a Hall of Fame quarterback, right?
Yeah, I doubt it.
And a fan favorite, so he's probably not going to.
He'll just funnel some money from somewhere else and get a lawyer.
Right.
house arrest.
House arrest.
All right, before we get to the weeklies, I got a good strange law for you, gentlemen. Out of Pennsylvania still. If a motorist sees a horse coming down the road, the driver must pull off to the side of the road and cover the vehicle with canvas. If the horse is still scared, the driver must get out of his car and take it apart until the horse isn't scared anymore.
Take the car apart?
You are correct, sir.
Oh, shit.
Until the horse isn't scared anymore.
So you pull out a gun and you shoot the horse and say, well, he's not scared no more.
He ain't
not
scared no
scared.
more. Yeah.
That's crazy. Where?
In Pennsylvania.
They've had some weird shit, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
They have some good. They have like maybe 8 on here. Good solid 6 are getting red for sure.
Bunch of weirdos.
You're from Texas. I assume you've ridden horses before.
Yeah.
Yeah? Have you?
No.
Okay. So I have twice in my life. One time I was a kid, don't remember shit about it. But one time when I was a grown-ass adult down in Arizona, okay?
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a horse when it's scared?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
when
cool.
it gets surprised? Yeah, it sucks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on this horse, and, I'm not used to him. It's this gigantic fucking thing, and you're up. You feel like you're super high up because they're tall and everything. And we're just walking this trail with a bunch of different horses and people, and this horse behind me, like, just touched his tail, just a hair. And all of a sudden, it decides to book. There's nothing you can do. I don't care what they say. Pull the reins and do this. You're fucked. And so I'm yanking the reins as hard as I can because just like 15, 20 feet in front of me, whatever it is somebody else. And I'm about to plow into everybody. And I'm yanking on the fucking reins as hard as I can. You have no control, man. You feel like a bitch on this thing.
Right.
But magically, he stopped right there, right next to that last horse. So, I guess what I'm saying is I get it, because when horses are scared, you have no control over that bitch.
Right.
Oh, man.
So you get it? You're take your vehicle apart?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm taking the doors off.
We're taking that shit apart. That's messed up.
All right. We want to roll into like the top games of college football.
So not many here. We do have number 12 BYU facing at number 25 Oregon in Oregon. What are we thinking?
BYU.
Oregon is a favorite by 3.5.
I am rolling with BYU.
I'm with you.
Yeah, gonna have to after seeing what they did.
Without
Without a couple receivers and seeing I know it was Georgia, but Oregon just did not look like a top 25 team.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Penn State, Auburn. Auburn's not ranked, but they are 2-0.
It's in Auburn. It'll make it interesting. I do think Penn State's a better team, though. They've got a really good running back again this year. I'll take Penn State in that.
Yeah, probably Penn State.
I hate going against the Big Ten because I like to go ahead and beat it. I like to say this. I like to say they're better than the SEC. This is in Auburn. And Penn State's favored by 3. That's kind of a slap in the face. I'm going Auburn.
They beat San Jose State 24-16.
San Jose State's really good. I think.
Here's
I have no idea.
the one thing to think
Didn't they
about.
have a decent year last year? San Jose State, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, they had that. They had a good quarterback last year. I think he went to the NFL. He was that where how do you say his name, Frainer or whatever went. I think it was San Jose State. He had like 5,000 passing yards. He was crazy.
Okay.
The one thing to think about though,
Mm-hmm.
what do we know about Purdue in the Big Ten? When they win games,
Penn State.
Purdue. No, I'm talking about Purdue.
Okay.
When they win games, it's typically against good teams, right?
Yep.
The better teams in the Big
Yep.
Ten. Penn State did beat Purdue. So does that mean Penn State's not really that good of a team?
No,
I
Purdue's
don't
just
know.
Purdue's just unpredictable to me.
I don't know.
They could play the bottom of the barrel one week and then they play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying
Play
they usually
bottom.
play up to the good teams.
I'm gonna roll with Auburn on this one. I feel good about it. Feel good about it.
All right, let's get this whiskey wager in early. You want to do that? Penn State and Auburn?
Sure he does.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Rich and rare.
Rich and rare. Let's get that rich
Let's
and
get
rare.
that first one in.
Dude, I could taste it right now.
I know. Yeah, I
Like
was
it
breathing
just, I
fire.
just got a like quiver of it.
I did the one chip challenge. I think I sent you a text the other day.
Yeah.
I would rather do the one chip challenge again than drink this.
Ooh.
You breathed fire for a while after this.
Yeah, you
man.
did. I did.
Oh.
I'm still burping it. Ugh. Go ahead, Rio.
And pretty much the last one that's going to be meaningful is number 13 Miami versus 24 Texas A&M at College Station. What are you thinking?
Ooh. Give me Miami.
Yeah.
I got Miami all day too.
In Miami.
I think Miami's.
Texas A&M.
I like
5.5
Cristobal. Texas.
favorite.
Yeah, I know. Texas A&M just
crazy.
doesn't. You know, they've done this the last few years. They've been bringing in recruits for a while. Not just this one that Nick Saban's been bitching about, right?
Mhm.
Not the one,
Yeah.
number one class. We're not even talking about that one. They've been bringing in recruits.
Yeah.
Jimbo Fisher hasn't been extremely successful on a national championship contending type of team since, of course, Florida State.
Right.
Right? He's underperformed. In my opinion, he has underperformed since he's went to Texas A&M. He even had like a long-term quarterback in Kellen Mond, who had all the starts under the book, had arm talent, had players behind him. You know, the whole works. They've had other players. So I have more trust in Mario Cristobal and first year with Miami.
Yeah, I agree with you. And more than anything, I think Miami's legit this year. So I think they're going to take care of
There we go.
business.
You don't have.
And that's pretty much it for college important games.
No love for Michigan State and Washington, huh?
Not really. Washington's not the same team as
The last few years. Yeah.
several years ago.
They just beat somebody, didn't they?
What
Or was that Washington State?
Washington
was Washington
That was
State.
Washington
Okay.
State, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, Washington's not the same team as they were a few
Washington's
years ago.
Washington's favored in this game.
Yeah, so it's Texas A&M.
True.
Moving to the NFL Thursday night game, Chargers versus Chiefs in Arrowhead. KC 4-point favorite.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it first. This is the Chargers all day. And you said KC's favored by 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say the Chargers are gonna win. That's all I need to say.
It's going to be a good game.
That division usually is, even if one's up and one's down.
Mm-hmm.
We will say that.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs in a close one, I think. No Keenan Allen. You know, and you look at everybody else he is throwing to. Just not sure, you know. He's got a safety blanket. So,
I like his distribution. He kind of went all over the place after Keenan. Kind of like what Patty did. But
Me Chiefs. It'll be a good game, I believe, and a close game.
that crowd will play a big part then,
Yes. Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
Give me Chargers in a close one. Either way, I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good game.
Yeah, I think Chargers this game, they didn't utilize the running backs much last game. I think they will against the Chiefs. They're going to have to.
You're gonna have to. I think
Third-
ball
Yeah.
control. You want to keep it
Thursday
away.
night is what? That is Amazon now?
Yeah, now it
Prime
is.
Video. Yeah.
No.
Is
it
it
is.
Prime?
Yeah,
How
first
did
game
they
was
how did
NBC.
they get hooked up with the sweet-ass Thursday night games? Remember when they were like battling for those crap-ass ones?
Yeah.
You know, but when
Oh,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah.
when it was NFL Network?
There've been some good Thursday night games.
Yeah.
Moving on. Bengals and Cowboys in Arlington. Cincy 7.5-point favorite.
Cincy by
Bengals.
2 touchdowns.
Holy
2
shit.
touchdowns?
I was
Ooh.
going to say just a touchdown.
I was gonna say, yeah, Bengals win this
Holy shit.
one, but yeah, the Cowboys defense is good enough to keep it
What,
close.
you don't
I
want
think.
you don't want to take a stab at trying that rich and rare?
No.
What?
I don't have
He-
a problem with the
he's-
Cowboys
I'm a-
defense. I don't know if the offense is
I'm
going to be
a-
able to
I'm a
keep up.
realist.
The Bengals are going to be pissed about what just happened. They're going to.
Right, call him on the 14. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, on the 14. Oh yeah, that's right.
He said 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it won't be 2 touchdowns. It'll be less than 14.
But if we're betting, I'm saying 10.
Wait,
Double digits.
what?
Double
No.
digits.
He's giving you 3 extra points.
No,
2.5.
easy as 10 is Cooper Kupp, a guy who wasn't even on the roster until
Cooper
right
Rush.
before.
Cooper
Rush.
Rush.
I'm not
Yeah.
taking that. I'll go with this 14. It's crazy 14, not 10.
I don't know if it's crazy. Angry Joe Burr.
He's trying to get me to do a bet. But no, I did do 2 already. I'm not doing another one like
Because
that.
you made not smart bets. That's not our problem.
They weren't bad.
So yeah, Bengals all around.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Jets and Browns in Cleveland. Cleveland 6.5-point favorite.
This one for me is actually going to be a close game.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I'm still going to go with the Browns in the home field. And I'm thinking like 5 or less.
Yeah.
I think this will be a close game. I think the Jets. We think the Jets they're not quite there, but they're talented on defense. They're a strong team. Brissett didn't show too much last week. I mean, the run game is scary. Right.
That's more what I'm leaning on. That Brissett doesn't scare me on leading this team to whoop anybody's ass. I guess.
Yep.
Like they're good enough to like beat the Panthers by a little bit.
Yep.
You know, beat the
And
Jets
kind
maybe
of
by a little bit.
beat the
Yeah,
Jets by
yeah,
a little bit. Yep.
Yep.
What are you thinking there, Danny?
yeah, I think this is going to be a better game than we think, too. Wait, I shouldn't say that. What'd you say, 5?
I said 5. Inside 5.
No, what's the... What?
6.5.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah, the Browns win. Their defense is good. They're going to be able to shut down that Jets offense. Yep.
For the first time, the Lions are favorite to win a game. Commanders versus Lions.
Did you
Detroit
see,
by 1.5.
Did you see how many years it's been?
Yes.
Was
I can't remember what it was, but I did look.
Wasn't
at
it like 9? Was it over 900 something days?
Yeah, it's something crazy. Yeah. So
Yeah, so almost 1,000 days. not being
Lions by
favored.
1.5 in Detroit. What are we thinking?
Go ahead, Danny. I don't want to keep taking the thunder here.
Yeah, give me the Lions here. Yep. I think
I
it's
like-
going to be a good game, too. This
I
is
like it.
another one.
Yeah, I take the Lions at home, and I'm with you. I think it will be a good game. I think Commanders showed a little bit. Carson Wentz passing the spreading the ball around a little bit. But give me the Lions in a close game. Good game.
I like it a lot. I do. This is tough actually, but I'm gonna roll with Washington because of the defense, not even because of Carson. I wanted to go. I'm not gonna let us do a clean sweep again. I was already on the fence anyway on which way. I was gonna go Lions because the home crowd getting kind of a little jacked and everything they've been selling out recently. I'll go with Washington on this one. I think the defense will.
Buccaneers Saints in New Orleans. Tampa Bay a 2.5-point favorite.
Saints.
Saints.
There's nothing about the Buccaneers that impressed me. They lost another lineman along the way too while they're in that game.
Yep.
The only thing that impressed me, like I told you guys, was Julio. That was it, and that's just because he looked like he was young again. I don't know if Tom Brady's gonna have the time to get it downfield when Julio's running past guys. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
Fournette was the most impressive part besides Julio to me. I take
Yeah.
that back. I do apologize for that. It's because Fournette balled out. Buccaneers defense kind of did too, I guess, but I'm going with the Saints. Saints just had the Bucs number even when they were Super Bowl contending team, right?
Agreed.
Yep.
They got the jitters out of the way. They smoked Atlanta in the second half. They're going to keep rolling.
Yep. Panthers and Giants in New Jersey. Giants are 2-point favorite.
You know where Daddy's rolling.
I already know.
I was just a year too soon.
Yeah, who's the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers?
Baker.
Okay, so yeah, give me the Giants. Yep.
Yeah. Give me the Giants. Saquon Barkley's back.
This is the reason why I wanted Saquon in fantasy, because I thought so many years. Yep, knock on wood for him. But this is the reason why I wanted him. You can only go so many years being injured, right? I was like, he's due to actually be healthy and have like a strong year. We're only one game in, but he looked goddamn different, right? Giants.
Yep. Clean sweep.
Yep.
All right.
Patriots, Steelers, in Pittsburgh, New England, a 2-point favorite.
What?
What?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, what? Give me Steelers all day.
We're gonna clean sweep this one.
Yeah, Patriot. Yeah.
But
Patriots are so bad.
so clean sweep. But let me see what you guys think about this. I do think it's going to be close. I don't know how effective Najee's going to be. Against this defense, but he's also got a foot thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's going to be a close game, but it might be Pittsburgh by 3. But I think they pull it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
I think they win by 10.
I think they pull
I
it
think
out,
10.
yeah.
I'm not going astronomical. I'm not going to say 2 touchdowns. I just mean touchdown and field goal. I think they have that much in them. They have enough on offense. Their defense is obviously balling out. And
TJ
New England,
Watt's hurt, though.
but New England doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
So they just, I don't know. I feel comfortable with that. Mitch Trubisky will ball out and he'll get himself another one more week.
MVP vote, maybe.
81.
Colts and Jags in Jacksonville, Indy, 4-point favorite.
This one was tough for me.
Not even. Colts come out mad. I think they beat them by 10.
Yeah, I'll take the Colts here too.
God damn it. We're in fucking clean sweep again.
I think the Colts.
At the Colts, that game of being tied, I think they were happy enough to leave with the tie because of how the first half and shit went and how it did. They're happy enough that they clawed back enough to at least not take a loss. They're not so ecstatic. They're still pissed off that they had to take a tie, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That it took that against the Texans. I'm not that confident with what he's saying. I'm thinking right around that touchdown inside that.
Yeah, right around 6. It'll be interesting. Both teams are learning how to gel.
Mm-hmm.
This year. New coach on one end, new quarterback over here. Indy's got to figure something out with the wide receivers, right? I mean, that's a huge deal. In Jacksonville, they're still getting the running backs back, still trying to gel with new wide receivers. So it'll be a fun game, but I think it's gonna be close too.
Yep.
Dolphins and Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore, 3.5-point favorite.
This is gonna be a fun game.
This
right?
will be.
Yeah.
Do you have a time of that game? Is that a late afternoon game?
12 o'clock game.
Son of a bitch.
Damn, that should be later.
12 o'clock game.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dolphins win this game. Close game, but I think the defense keeps Lamar in check, and they do enough to get the win.
I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to say Ravens because they know what they're doing. The Dolphins are still not figuring themselves out, learning to gel with all these new pieces and new coach and all that. And they're going to go against the culture-heavy Ravens, and they're going to run away with it.
Yeah, I think Baltimore goes up relatively big early, something like 10, 14 points. Miami comes back, and Baltimore ends up winning by 3 or a touchdown, something like that. Lamar looks really good. Hey, I know Miami looks pretty good too. They've got to figure out their run game. But yeah, I'll take Baltimore in a close one.
There we go.
Okay. Falcons and Rams in Inglewood, California. Rams are 10.5-point favorite.
Rams by 2 touchdowns. I think you've seen everything you could possibly get from the Falcons. I think the Rams are pissed off. I don't know if the Falcons have enough to do what Buffalo did have enough to do, and that was only rush 4 to get to Stafford. I don't know if the Falcons have enough juice to do that.
Give me the Rams, but I think the Falcons will cover that 10.5. I think they'll keep it. I think the Rams there's a lot of problems going on with the Rams, offensive line, stuff like that. Something that's going on with Matt Stafford. And the Falcons can't keep it. It might be 10, it might be 7, but I think it under that 10.5.
Okay.
Yep, I'm with you, Rio. I think they keep it a little bit closer. I don't know if the Rams will necessarily be super pumped to play this game because of who they're playing. And the Falcons, every game, they're just trying to prove something. So I think they come to play, and it's like a 7-point game, but Rams win.
Seahawks 49ers in Santa Clara, California. San Fran 8.5-point favorites.
Go ahead, Danny. Ride.
The Niners are going to win probably by 10. It won't be anything crazy. I still don't like that Trey's the quarterback. He didn't look great last week. Weather and everything aside, I mean, maybe they're going back home and he'll play better, but their running back's also hurt, so maybe Debo's going to have to get some carries, which might benefit them. But they're just overall so much better than Seattle. They're easily going to win this game.
Okay. I was trying to look. I was curious what they offer sacks for. All right, so we're obviously going to go with the Niners. I'm just debating on whether it's going to be a blowout or not. I'm going to say inside 10. Inside 10 because it's still division. They're still going to play them tough, This is what you get up for. I don't see how – I don't understand how the rest of the team got up to play the Broncos. This is the one you get up for just because you guys are used to doing this. This is pride. This is you guys knowing each other. So, inside 10 points. It could also go the other way, too. If you guys don't believe in Trey Lance, he could throw a million picks to
I was going to say the same thing. Don't be surprised. But you said a bunch of picks. Don't be surprised if Trey blows up this week. Playing at home. He's got a friendly crowd behind him. Obviously, the conditions are going to be better. I mean, don't be surprised. It won't be what the season gives him, but don't be surprised if he has a big game.
Yeah, 49ers, just overall better team. It could be a close game. The Seahawks could cover that just because division game.
Yeah.
It makes even those bad teams, much closer. So I'm not sold on the 8.5. I say definitely under 10, though. But 49ers win.
Okay.
Texans, Broncos in Denver. Denver 10-point favorite.
Denver. I think the Texans are playing with heart. That's what you're going to get their heart every single week. So you're going to get the best that their skill level can bring. Their skill level isn't extremely that high, but they'll bring everything they got for it, right? Yeah. The Broncos are pissed. Russ is pissed. He's embarrassed. They're going to roll him up, and that defense is going to clamp down. This is a game you gel on.
We got Rio.
Yeah, Broncos win this.
Yeah, Broncos win this. They should roll them up, but I think this game's going to say a lot about the Broncos if they don't roll them up.
I'm with you there. I agree with that.
If Houston was playing them at any other point in the season, I think it'd be a better game, but the Broncos cannot afford to start the season 0-2 in that division.
You're correct there.
So they're going to make sure they get this W and take care of business for sure.
See, I'm the other way. I think this is when the Texans would be the most apt to keep it close, right? You just kept a division opponent from having to win. You're blowing them out. The Broncos are down, right? They thought you should be
learning each other.
Right, learn each other. You thought you should be the shitty Seahawks team. If anything, this is, I think, when the Texans would be able to keep it close instead of later in the season. Because the Texans will fall apart. They'll be shitty later on, and it'll be bad.
Yeah,
that's just what I'm saying.
Yep, totally get it. What I'm saying
flipping.
is it's not. Yep, 100%.
If they're winning, this is the time to do it versus later.
See, you're thinking it's more about the Texans. I'm saying it's more about Denver. That's where we're different on this one, right? So I think Denver can't afford to lose this game. I don't think it's Texans worried about anything or whatever. I think it's Denver. The fact that they cannot start 0-2.
They cannot.
That's all. But you still have Denver, right?
Oh yeah. 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Cardinals, Raiders in Las Vegas. Vegas 5.5-point favorite.
The Cardinals go down 0-2. Just like what you just said about the Broncos. The Raiders cannot go down 0-2. The Raiders have a better defense. Or defensive pieces. In fact, here's another revenge game for you boys, because here's Chandler Jones on the other side. Yep. They don't have anyone that can match up with Devontae.
Yeah.
Without double, triple teams going on. And then you're just going to hurt yourself with Waller and Renfro.
Yep.
And Derek Carr, in his worst game, still threw 2 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. So, and they were still in that game. They're going to.
Yep.
The only chance they have is Kyler doing stupid Kyler stuff, ridiculous, and it just magic, I guess. But
yeah, Raiders win, cover this 5.5. I think easily.
Yep, agreed. Arizona's not that good, especially right now with Hopkins being out. When he comes back, it might be different, especially on offense. But the Raiders have a better quarterback. They've got a better team. They're going to take care of business.
Next, the night game for Sunday: Packers and Bears in Lambeau. Green Bay a 10-point favorite.
Do you do it?
No, you don't. Packers win this one, but Bears keep it close.
Okay. I know that like I so badly want to say that the Bears do this, right? Because especially after last year when he yelled to the crowd, to the Bears crowd, I own you.
Yeah, I own you. Yeah.
And then your team is not good this year. I want to say it, but I'm with you.
I'm not so just the Bears. I mean, you beat the 49. I did call it, but like I said, they could make it an ugly game. It was a very ugly game. I just think
this is still
Aaron Rodgers is going to come out, I think, and kind of.
This is still Lambeau too.
It's in Lambeau
with Justin. Justin Fields is a second-year quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see the Bears though covering that 10.
What's the over/under?
42.
I say it goes under.
I say it goes under.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not saying by like a bunch. I'm going to say probably about like 37 to 39, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe 20 to 17 at tops. Actually, I can see it smaller than that. 17 to 13.
Yeah, 20 to 10, something like that.
Yep.
Packers win. It will make a difference if Lazard gets in the ball game. He's best playmaker besides the running backs, at the wide receiver position. And I think that defense is going to get to Justin Fields quite a bit. So I think they're going to take care of business more than the offense. The offense will do fine, but not what we're used to seeing, right? I bet they win by 10. Yeah.
Okay. And 2 Monday night games: Bills and Titans in Orchard Park. Buffalo 10-point favorite. Give me Bills to cover that 10.
10 points all day.
Yep. Give me
all
Bills
day.
to cover that 10.
All day. If that's still 10 right now on your betting apps, whatever one you're going to, you're taking that right now before that starts shooting up.
Yep.
What do you call that, Jimmer? Stone
cold lock. All day.
Stone cold lock.
Yep.
Clean sweep. Buffalo takes care of business.
Yep.
Titans go 0-2. And the late night game for Monday night: Eagles and Vikings in Philadelphia. Philly a 2-point favorite.
I'll go first. Give me my Vikings to take care of business here in Philadelphia. This is going to be a fun game to watch, too. That Philadelphia offense can be really good. And they still got your boy that they have not thrown the ball to yet that needs to get involved. I think it'll be a good game. I think the Vikings use Justin Jefferson just like they did last week. They're able to really exploit some things. I mean, Detroit was able to score a lot of points against this team, and their offense is not nearly the same as what the Vikings can throw out there. So, give me the Vikings to take care of business in Philly.
I'm going to go second. I'm going to leave Chris to go ahead and bash both of us.
Yeah.
So
I'll keep y'all guys informed.
So I'm gonna go with the Vikings. There's also a revenge game here. Jalen Reagor. But this is a big test, and not in the sense like you would think. To me, it'd be a big test. Philadelphia, we know kind of what they are. We kind of seen the growth from last year and up till now, right?
But they're not proven, right?
They're not proven, but proven enough, and not in the sense of the eyes. I'm talking about, can we defend that scrambling quarterback?
Yeah.
Because that's what our issue was last year too. It was a scrambling quarterback, new defense, new defensive front, a bunch of new defensive players. Right? Get it, got it, good. That'll be what the real test is. They're not going to be able to stop us on offense, within reason, I guess. See, I don't want to go too. I don't want to shoot too far.
So go ahead, say some stupid shit. Get it on our recording.
Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna go that nuts. Could they stop us? Yeah, Philly. I get it. But the offense looks pretty damn good, and he's constantly in attack mode. If you heard what Adam Thielen said, he said he's never played in an offense that it was attack no matter what. It was just attack. They're not thinking about situational shit when they're up and trying to chew up clock or anything like that. We're in attack mode, and they love it. So I love that too. I hate that stupid shit where you overthink football. Just keep playing. You've been balling out. Keep rolling. This is a huge game for me as a fan to see if we're legit in the sense of especially the defense. Our offense is going to be special this year over the whole course of the year. I'm curious about the defense. It was a little easier when the receivers didn't know what the hell is going on out there against the Packers, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a little different than you facing
Yeah.
two legit studs on the outside, a pretty damn good tight end too, and Jalen Hurts, who's still coming into his own as a scrambling quarterback. So
yeah, it's still Kirk Cousins back there. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Give me the over on that 50.5. And I am going to take the Eagles, I think, just simply because they are at home. I think it could come down to either last possession or Kirk Cousins forcing something that he shouldn't be because he's maybe maybe the Eagles go up by a score and he has to come down and score. Trying to force something. Maybe that's not there or whatever when he's having to make the play. I think it's high scoring and a really good game. But I'm just going to take the Eagles just because they're at home. Philly crowd. I think the
Close
offense
game,
I think close high scoring game. I think
they're. I'm with you. I'm with you, and that's gonna be a close game.
I think the Vikings defense isn't really that great. I think that's going to be their weak point.
We're gonna see. Yeah,
and you're going to have to rely on Kirk Cousins. I think in this game to be able to match,
which he did last year wonderfully, by the way.
So,
but they're kind of different. So they're in the same. In my eyes, they're kind of the same team, flip flopped on what they're working on, right? So our defense is unproven. We don't know.
Yeah.
Our offense is a staple, and it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Their defense traditionally has been good with Philly. I mean, obviously it didn't last week.
mm-hmm.
I get it. They were getting a little long in the tooth. But their offense is the thing that is kind of like, are you really a staple? Are you really an offense that's going to average 25-plus points a game no matter what? Are you that offense?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that Detroit game. Like I said, I mean,
Detroit plays
the first time.
hard too.
Well, they sold out the arena, right? The first time
Yeah.
in forever. They were, really pumped coming into the year. Hard Knocks. Everybody was jacked. I just think Detroit really they wanted to really win that game.
Yeah, they brought everything they had.
Yeah, they brought about everything they had to win that game. So I think they just really played up for that game. And so yeah, if this was in Minnesota, I would go the other way. I'd say Minnesota wins this game in a high scoring.
The home field,
yeah, the home field
is what you're kind of
exactly.
Yep.
If this was in Minnesota, I would pick Minnesota to win same thing, high scoring game.
Yep.
But
when you say high scoring, like 34, 31,
yes,
something like that.
They're putting up something
okay.
that the Detroit they put up last week.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So people are going to be happy in fantasy then.
Yes, 100%. I think.
Gotcha.
Well, maybe not because they put up 30-8. Devontae Smith had me 0.
Well, right. So there might be one lone star.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? That many points?" And
Yeah.
so yeah, there's our picks.
Like it. You guys got to make sense, or did you have any Rios?
No.
Okay. So do you have a make sense?
God, I was just thinking of one last night.
If you got one, go ahead and roll with it.
This one's a goofy one. Okay. All right. So this new operator makes sense if you don't think about it. New operator was training a couple weeks ago. I told you about the COVID shot versus fluoride in the water, right? Remember
Yeah.
that? Same guy.
That was my one. It's a one on an operator. Oh, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Roll with it.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't forget. Go ahead.
So as we've been hiring a bunch of new guys at work, and we're shuffling them along, right, and learning new things, and faster than probably some of them should, and sign them off, and they're getting shuffled ahead of some people that probably should be down there instead, but management likes them or whatever the case, and they're signing people off and whatnot. So this operator is down there mixing on the reactors. I'm down there one week. Keeps on asking me questions how to do stuff. You're signed off. They're letting you mix. Why are you asking me questions? Didn't think anything of it, really. Then he does the same thing the next week to other people down there. And then this week he does the same thing to other people that are down there. People that he is making more money than. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, we're going to
Asking
have to definitely
questions.
talk off the mic here because
Yes.
I'm curious.
And
who it
asking
is.
questions on how
Okay.
to do things and how to do things. And, like, the person was like, yeah, that's bullshit. Why? And I'm like, sink or swim. You don't have to tell them nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since that's how management has treated this person or whatever and shuffled them along and faster than everybody else. But they can't see that they need some extra help or extra time. They're just signing them off and talking about moving them to another spot. But that's how it is at work these days. So it definitely makes sense if you don't think about it. Management,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're looking for, but they look past some of the people who have been there longer and are looking at people coming in the door.
And I've showed the intelligence.
Yeah, and so I don't know if they just get I don't know.
They kind of
Star-eyed
get.
or
I would say they kind of get those hard eyes.
yeah,
like the
for
emoji.
somebody else instead of just
Ooh, he's
staying with
pretty.
the people that you've had who've been there a while. And so, in words of wisdom, I mean, your job doesn't care about you. They're looking to replace you with somebody else that they think or they like.
Literally
So
right in
take
front of
care-
you.
Right in front of
Literally
you.
right in front of you.
Take
They're
care of
right for you to
yourself.
leave.
I mean, use your vacation, your PTO, because your job doesn't care.
Right, you're damn straight they don't.
So makes sense if you don't think about it.
Makes sense if you don't think about
But
it.
yes, we can talk off air.
So let's be real. What should happen in those situations,
Yeah.
just because of what's going on out there,
Yeah.
is you guys shouldn't help them.
Yeah.
You should let management see
Yes.
where they're actually at
Mhm.
100%.
in their training.
Exactly.
Right?
100%.
But-
Instead of letting them think that, oh, they're good and saying that's all they say, oh, they're good, they're fine, and then
They're not.
they're not.
They're
you know?
not. They're not asking the right people either. They're asking
right.
other people like how they're doing.
Even
You know
though,
what I'm saying? Like someone wants that wants some of that too.
yeah, even though it's not your job to necessarily sign off and say things are good, what probably would happen is actually come back on you guys because you're like, why didn't you help them? Why didn't you help figure that out?
Yeah.
Well, then you can't see where they're actually at, man.
Mhm.
That's,
Right.
that's
Think
shit.
this way.
And
baby.
then
Yeah.
so the employees who have been there a while are getting shafted.
Exactly. Yeah. Jesus. This is a good one.
I'm racking my mind right now, like who's down there. I'm thinking of your shift, so I haven't been on that end of the plant. PCS ride or die, homie.
Ride or die, son.
This has been a couple weeks in the making.
Okay, I just can't remember who it was.
A couple weeks in the making has kind of opened my eyes. too.
Okay.
All right. Good shit, Rio. Damn.
Yeah.
That gets me pissed off and I don't even work there.
Perfect.
Like, what's going
That's what I
on?
was going for.
That's the culture we're looking for.
Well, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping her up, ladies and gentlemen. So if any of you beautiful people happen to find us out there on the interwebs somewhere, be sure to like, subscribe, share the whole 9 yards. Even give us a rating, 5-star only, because we are fucking great. But with that said, I can't think of where are we available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere you can think of. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. YouTube.
That's right. I don't know if you said YouTube enough. Do you guys know you can see our beautiful faces on YouTube? Be sure to check it out. We're hilarious. And we also have this beautiful R&R
You need to stop.
that we use for
You need to
our
stop
warm-
saying it's
for our
beautiful,
warm
sexy.
whiskey.
I don't know,
Do you
it
need a
looks good.
second with that bottle?
It looks good. It just does not taste good. I'm just
Rio,
saying.
do you think he saw the the top side of that bottle and like how thick it of an opening is, and all of a sudden he's in
I
love?
saw him sitting on it like
That could
this.
be.
when-
Hey, were you looking through the window? How the fuck did you see that?
yeah, I did.
Let's talk about that. And we love to tell stories. We like to bullshit. If you've got something that you want us to share, just be sure to go ahead and slide on in.
To our DMs, hit us up with that story. We can get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. We do as well. We're still doing our Fitbod thing, so download the Fitbod workout app and use our code 3GIG for 25% off.
25% off, baby. It lets you schedule everything. It lets you figure out, are you doing something to do bodybuilding, to lose fat, to lose weight, to do cardio, whatever it is, it can set you up. Even if you do workouts at home, it can help you with that too. So be sure to check that out. It's really nice to save money right now. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
Discussions, I've been writing, I love it.